Andalucia-Grazalema is a nature reserve of 128,000 acres of silvery peaks with wondrous wildlife and beautiful wildflowers.
This area is colloquially called the frying pan due to the intense summer heat. El Andalus means in Arabic where the light goes. 1/5 of the land is protected by natural park status. It's about a 20-minute ride from the main Ronda Road into the heart of the countryside and our accommodation in Grazalema. Our apartment is spacious and cool. The kitchenette is adequate for breakfast and snacks. The beds are okay but hard. There is plenty of wardrobe space. The cleaners come twice a week, so the apartment is kept fairly clean. Our accommodation blends into the countryside atmosphere of the Pueblo Blancos perfectly, although it is very modern. Grazalema is a lively town of whitewashed houses built in the Moorish tradition. Tourists wander the pretty cobbled streets to buy souvenirs and to take in the spectacular landscape. Meanwhile, Andalusians go about their normal daily lives. Friendly, passionate Andalusians still have their roots planted in traditional culture. In Andalusia, the family is still king and the pace of life is slower. We decide to shop locally to obtain breakfast items and sandwich fillings. There's plenty of vegetables and fresh meat in both of the town's stores. Ronda, beloved city of the Celts, Romans, Christians and Moors, offers not only an architectural visual feast, but also dramatic sweeping mountain vistas from its privileged position on the bank of the El Taco Gorge. This is one of Spain's oldest bull rings. Pedro Romero, the legendary bullfighter. Well treated at the ranch, the bull toro is bred especially for its aggressiveness and courage. The bull weighs about 500 kilos. Love it or hate it, the bullfight is part of Spanish life. The bullfight has 3 stages. The matador is aided by his assistants, the picadors. Then bandoleros stick pairs of darts in the bull's back. The matador makes a series of passes at the bull with a red cape, a muleta. He then executes the kill with a sword. Millions watch the spectacle on television. It's the dream of every aspiring matador to fight at Ronda. In the 1950s, this area was no more than a handful of villages. Now it's a top resort and has over 300 days of sunshine a year. Puerto Banús is one of the more salubrious resorts. The rich and famous come to relax and play.
It's the 24th of June and we've arrived at Estepona and we just had lunch, and I don't think there's anything much to do here. We're at the end of the promenade at Estepona. I don't know quite what this symbolises behind me. We're off to find Old Town to see if that's more interesting. Well, as you might have guessed, we never found the port at Estepona, but on the way we found a nice beach going towards Fuengirola, and here we are. This is Jerez, where the famous Spanish sherry is made.
More than half of the sherry in Jerez's bodegas is exported to Britain.
Gozan is a pretty village in the heart of Andalusia, between our base in Grazalema and Gibraltar. Here you can see more clearly where we are on the map.
This little village is so quiet and peaceful at this time of the year. The Moorish Eagles Castle is now in ruins due to the explosion in the 17th century. We decided not to walk up and just take in the beautiful surrounding countryside. Seville, a bustling city. Time for a bit of culture before boarding the bus for the tour.
Well, we're on top of a tour bus waiting. Well, we've got another 10 minutes to go, and it's red hot on the seats. They're plastic seats, so we're sticking to them at the moment.
The bus takes us on a round trip passing the Park Maria Luisa. Many of the buildings were erected for the Iberian-American Exposition of 1929. We then cross over the river Guadalquivir. We passed the Expo 92 site, which is now a theme park. After the bus tour, we walked past Seville's famous bull ring and museum. There's still time to do something else.
We're still in Seville and we're just on a boat trip down the river, which takes 1 hour. This is Tarifa, and as you can see behind me, these are the wind machines that provide the electricity for the area.
Morocco is just a few kilometres across the sea. The hills are covered in wind farms.
It's now less than 24 hours before we make our way back to the airport in Malaga, which is at least 2 hours drive away down twisty, windy roads. Driving has been an experience. The nearest town is Ronda, which is about 1 hour's drive away.
Yeah, we've mostly eaten either in the hotel which owns this apartment or in the local restaurants in Grazalema. The best meals we've had have been swordfish or locally farmed trout.
Overall, it's been not a bad holiday, but we think we'll go somewhere else next year.